Hi, welcome to Mind, Body, and Soul Fitness with your host, Rose Morgan, aka Robin Deal. Today we are at 3D Nutrition here in Lincoln, Nebraska with my aesthetic, cryo, and health technician, Michaela.
Hi.
I'm so excited to be here. How are you doing today, Michaela?
Oh, excellent. And thank you so much for having me on. I'm really excited about this and getting to share some new services that we're offering.
I'm excited too. Well, you guys sent me some questions on Facebook, Instagram, and here on YouTube. So let's get to it and go ahead and interview. Michaela, is the process of cryo health and aesthetics or fat freezing safe and effective for everyone?
That's an excellent question, Robin. And it's something you want to ask whenever you're trying something new, right? And it is really very safe and effective for pretty much everyone. There's a few exceptions, and of course, if you have any concerns, you always want to contact your medical doctor first and get clearance from them. But other than that, if you're in good health and things, then it's definitely going to be safe for you. There's such minimal risks, really. I'm not sure if we talk about that later, but really the only thing that can happen is, I know at least with my equipment, maybe the skin might turn a little red, something like that. And that could last maybe usually just a couple of hours, maybe a day or so if you've got maybe like a slight burn, which would be real similar to like a sunburn or something like that. So extremely minimal, but very effective in a wide range of people really too. We were kind of chatting before and stuff, and this is something even for I'd say even like the teenage type group and things. You wouldn't want to go too young with kids or something like that where they couldn't give you enough feedback and stuff. And, really depending on what the issue is, because I know we'll talk a little bit further aside from the aesthetic part of the cryotherapy, because there are so many other good uses for it.
Right, especially self-esteem. Sometimes you can be a teenager and you're struggling and your body just starts changing and you start gaining weight in places you've never had before. And there's so much bullying nowadays and so much harassment. And when you're in high school, sometimes that can be the worst time of your life. So it's great to have something that's safe.
Yes.
And not going to harm the person and, going to help
just
out.
Helps them, and helps them feel better. That's right. That's important.
Okay, so moving on. We kind of talked about this a little bit already, but what are some of the benefits and some of the risks?
Good. Benefits. There are so many benefits, so hopefully I don't forget them all. But to start out, when you have the procedure done, it's going to be energizing. Yes, it's a little cool. Maybe some people might call it cold. But it's really not too bad. Yes. But it's going to get you energized, that's for sure. You're not going to walk out of here sleepy or tired. Aside from that, it does get those endorphins going and things. So you feel good. You're in a good mood, and you're doing something good for your body as well. So I think that kind of goes hand in hand on that. And then as far as, what else did you ask me?
The risks.
Kind of what we've already actually talked about. I knew there was going to be that question in there. It's just, with the skin itself, maybe a slight burn, pretty rare. Other than that, there's really no risks or anything involved in it. So it's a pretty safe procedure that you can have.
Okay, coming back to the benefits. We've kind of had a discussion before. Obviously, we work together. So there really are more benefits than just the fat freezing involved, right? So can you tell everybody some of the things that cryo can do for them?
So some other things as far as the aesthetics go. You can actually minimize stretch marks, scars, fine lines, and some of the wrinkles and things. And then we're also experimenting, and I know some people have gotten benefits with like hair regrowth. So there's a lot of variety of things and aesthetics and stuff that it can help with. And of course, then the fat slimming.
It's amazing. So cool. Just amazing. That's all.
Maybe this would be a good time to kind of talk about, this isn't real science-y, but of kind of what's happening, because I do get this question like, well, what is it doing, or why am I going to get smaller? Well, what we do, we're trying to get the skin temperature down, about 20, 30 degrees within about 20 to 45 seconds. So it's a real quick happening thing. That gets that body into that thermal shock. When we get into that, we kill those fat cells. When we kill those fat cells, they shrivel up, shrink, but there's still something there, right? So there is a little bit of waste and things that needs to be eliminated from the body, and that's going to take a little bit of time. But initially, you can actually have some inch loss too, because again, we've shrunk those cells and killed them, so they're going to be smaller right away.
And so going along with that, I'm going to skip ahead to two different questions. So what are some of the things that we can do since we've shrunk those fat cells? How do we improve getting rid of those fat cells that are shrunk? Because we want to get them out of the body once they're shrunk.
Right. Excellent question. So a few things that I've learned just throughout the cryo world and through my training and things, there are several things that you can do. So to start off, movement helps, right? We want to get moving. So I actually use at our place just a personal massage gun to help move that area around and get it going. And just simple exercise and things, walking, just movement itself is going to help and speed up that process. Yes, so cardio is great.
Which can just be your steps if you're not very athletically inclined.
That's right.
Or if you are very athletically inclined, let's do that HIIT cardio, people.
Heck yeah, that's awesome. So along with that, our lymphatic system is a way to get rid of waste and things too. So dry brushing is another way to really speed up that process of getting those fat cells out. So aside from sweat and things, using the dry brush, getting rid of that, and using that lymphatic system to our advantage is going to help too. The other thing that I know I've talked to you about, Robin, as well. However, I'm not 100% on like the science and things behind it, but just staying aware of avoiding like a lot of carbohydrates and sugars in particular for that day that you have the cryo slimming and stuff. They say that that's beneficial as well. So something you always try. It's not going to hurt you, I guess. So might as well do everything we can.
Absolutely. And later on, I'll try to make a video covering the dry brushing process because I found it to be very effective.
That's fantastic.
Maybe we'll even bring Michaela back and have her join us for a video. We'll see if she's too busy or not.
That'd be awesome.
So another thing that was brought up and kind of ties in with what you were just talking about is there is a huge variety in the prices on cryo.
There is.
So can you maybe give us some feedback on that?
Yes. This is just based on my knowledge and opinion. Nothing aside from that. But I believe a lot of it has to do with the different types of equipment. There's so many different types of cryo slimming machines out there. And those are going to vary in price as well of what that business has had to invest in. So I think most of it probably comes from that. And then just versatility and things. Like for mine, it's very versatile. I can take it anywhere. It's very portable. It's really easy setup. I don't need a lot of room. And like I talked about too, I use that CO2, whereas other places are needing to use like nitrogen and things. So we're dealing with their gases and having to deal with that. So overall, I believe that that's probably the majority of why prices can vary quite so high. And probably because some people do it, like I know salons have it, but then I also know like dermatologists have it. So there's going to be some differences there where you're going, somebody that's a doctor and has gone to school versus, a different type of place. That's probably
an esthetician.
Yeah, that's probably going to come into play as well.
Or a fitness guru. Would you like to show us your machine?
Yes. You wouldn't believe it. It fits in my hand. It's just a small little machine. It's so crazy. I have a tube that we just hook up right to the CO2. And then there's just this little nozzle that sprays the CO2 right onto the body, wherever we're pointing it to. So it's really portable, like I talked about.
And we're going to have a follow-up video where we're actually going to do one of my fat freezing sessions. So Michaela will be demonstrating, and you'll actually be seeing an actual one of my sessions on how it works for the fat freezing. Now, again, this can be used for pain and hair loss, and just we're finding so many numerous ways. And I want to follow up and not break the interview too much, but I have done research, and she was mentioning while there's so much difference with the prices, it doesn't really seem to matter what machine you're using for the effectiveness. It just matters the follow through. Like, are you following through, or are you doing it at all? And first of all, if you do it at all, if you come and have the treatment, whether you have it with this or you have it with the big $3,000 machine that they're charging you $4,000 for a visit, which is ridiculous in my opinion, you have results, even if you don't diet, even if you don't exercise, because you do have people that are not dieting and exercising. Is that
That's correct. I have about every avenue you could think of doing it, and everybody is still getting results. It's fantastic.
And that's such an amazing feeling. But I'm going to try to pull us back to the interview. You know me, I like to talk too much. So why would somebody choose cryo over traditional liposuction or surgery?
Oh, excellent question. You know, safety, like we talked about. What are the side effects? How safe is it? And just overall benefits and things. I like the cryo slimming because it's not invasive. We're not getting into the body. We're not going to cause any other problems or issues. And this one it's good because it's a little bit, and I hate to say this, but it's a little bit slower process, right? It's not this immediate, real quick thing. So then though, our body can keep up with us. Our skin can keep up. We don't have a lot of extra. When you lose that weight super fast with like a surgery or something, you're going to have that extra skin and things, and you're going to go through more, at least from my experience of talking with people, just the emotional side of it and things can be a lot more difficult and stuff. So I think there's a lot more to deal with, and then overall health wise and things too. I hear lots of stories with complications and stuff from the surgeries and things. And I shared the story about the gal with the liposuction that had the scarring and things like that, and the bumps, and then, you know, and she didn't like the way that looked and stuff because those stuck out.
And then she used cryo to
fix that, yeah.
The botched liposuction.
Yeah.
I have to interject here too, and I think you know if you followed my other videos, I have a dear friend who had a gastric bypass, and she lost a lot of weight very quickly, and she is very interested in trying this because she has so much loose skin, and it just, you know, she looks really lovely with her clothes on, and she looks really lovely anyway, and I'm going to say that because she is the most beautiful person you will ever meet. Of course, so is Michaela. Actually, I know too many beautiful people. Anyway, but she lost it so quickly, and her bypass was also done wrong and had to be fixed because she couldn't get enough nutrients in. She started losing her hair. It was a very dangerous thing. Now, I think if that's what you need to do, then you need to do what's right for you. But for, you know, for her, this might be something that's going to fix that loose skin problem. For me, this is something that has really, you know, she says it's slow, but it's also fast. It's sped up so many results, and it gives you so much motivation. We were talking earlier. You mentioned, right, that...
Yes, I just, in the last few days, I've had over a handful of my clients just mention some keywords and things, and I've asked just a couple, you know, how they're doing and how they're feeling, but there's definitely a common theme that I'm learning through all of them, as well as myself, and I like that because I didn't want it to just be me and being one-sided. Definitely partial to the cryo slimming. I do definitely like it, but so that just justified that it wasn't just in my head. This is something that everybody else is feeling, and that would include just in over sorry, get my thoughts together. Motivation keeps coming, so I might as well just say it. They all talk about how much more motivated and stuff they are, and just feeling better. As well as, what was the other, why am I
Positive
losing my train of thought?
attitude.
Yes,
The
just being
endorphins that
positive.
kind of happen.
There we go, just feeling better, right? Overall, and noticing the changes in things, but the motivation being the big one. Oh, I know what it was too. So the main problem area that I'm always asked about, and would be myself included, that lower stomach area. And that's the area that I spray for myself as well. And to get actual movement in those problem areas that drive you crazy, that you can't target through anything else, it's amazing. So self-esteem, just feeling better, knowing you can look your best. Even, if you've done and tried everything else, this just aids and helps with that. And it does speed it up, but again, it is a process. So it's just been exciting to hear all these other clients of mine talk about this stuff. So I know it's not just me. It's awesome.
And I have to say too, I want to comment in there that, I was working with my trainer beforehand and dieting, and, you lose motivation sometimes, and you feel like you're not really getting anywhere. And I might lose like a quarter of an inch in a month, or I might have lost a little bit. And, you do ab exercises until infinity. You starve yourself until you can't eat anymore. You take your diet to an unhealthy place. You feel like you're plateauing. Your trainer tells you you're not plateauing, and you feel like it. And then you come in and you do this, and you're losing inches, not half inches, not quarter inches, but a month will go by and it's inches, or at least an inch. And it feels so amazing. I think I told her one of the first things I said was, maybe we were 4 sessions in, and I'm like, okay, I'm still big. I'm still a big girl. I've still got a big belly, but I feel like somebody took the beach ball off me. And when I'm doing my abs now, I can actually do them properly.
That's awesome.
And it's a great thing. And I've noticed losing fat faster in other areas. We can't say for sure if that's definitely a medical benefit or not, but I feel like it accelerates the process. I also feel like this is something that's great for if you're a bodybuilder. This is something that's going to help you. You want that tone and that definition, or maybe you've cycled a little too much and you're losing your hair. Hello. Or you have the joint pain because, whatever. Hello. This is going to get rid of the pain. And if you're the type of person who is just unhappy with yourself, and you're not going to exercise, and you're not going to diet, but you want to, you're on my channel because you want your brain to feel better. You want your spirit to feel better. Well, this is a way to get your body to feel better. You don't have to do anything else. I mean, I am doing other things. A lot of people are doing other things than diet and exercise, but still, even not doing anything else, you will have results. You will feel better about yourself. And I think more so than the aesthetics, that is a huge thing with this. This is the gift of self-esteem. This is the gift of feeling okay in your body. And, whether you are blessed to be in Lincoln, Nebraska like I am and can come here or not, this is a great thing to try out. At least give it a shot, because there really isn't any harm that I can see in trying it. And if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. But I'm so happy that I've done it. I feel like I am completely blessed. I think Michaela's turned me into a completely new person.
Oh, that's so awesome.
If it wasn't for her, I would have never started my Instagram or this YouTube, and it's changed me completely. So I want to say thank you for that.
Oh, absolutely. Well, thank you for trusting me too. I appreciate that. So,
well, thank you for
awesome.
changing me. I mean,
I know, we gotta work on that shirt.
Let's see. Do we have any more important questions? I don't want to miss anything anybody put on here. Self-use. Yes, Michaela mentioned.
Yes, I did. In the beginning, I've done, just practicing and things. I've done a few sprays on myself. Just on the business side, we're kind of working through a couple challenges with getting enough CO2 and things. So I haven't had a lot of extra that I can utilize on myself. I need it for all my clients that I have right now. So lately, I haven't been able to play around. And I'm kind of noticing that, and I'm really wanting to have another spray. So I'm going to have to just work myself in as a client, I think.
And that's so important. You know, in a lot of my videos, I mentioned the mind and the spirit, and we have to recognize that. And I think maybe that's something I can kind of trade back to you is, you know, you have to take care of yourself. So schedule yourself in as a client. Definitely do yourself that favor, because it's a huge favor to me. So,
Good.
Anything you want to ask me, Michaela?
Well, Robin, you've been doing it quite a few times now. So tell them about your experience and what you think about it.
I've always told you guys this, I don't want to sell you anything. And even though this is an interview about cryo and we're at a specific location, and I have mentioned the location here in Lincoln, Nebraska at 3D Nutrition, mention it again. I'm not selling it to you, but I'm telling you what works. I'm being honest with you, and this has worked for me. This has changed my life. I'm a different person now. I can wear my clothes. I feel okay in my clothes. I feel okay in who I am as a person. I feel like if I fail, I feel like if I have a cheat day, it's okay. I don't have that horrible voice in my head telling me all the time that I'm not good enough. And sorry, I'm trying not to cry. I feel good enough. I feel like I have hope. And every time I come in and I have a session, I feel better and better. And I feel more, just like she said, motivated. Everybody that I talk to, some of the other people that come here, we just feel more motivated. We feel better. And this is not a fat shaming thing at all. I mean, if you're comfortable in the size you are, be comfortable in the size you are. But if you are uncomfortable and unhappy like I was, I went 5 years without taking a photo. And yeah, my skin could probably use some lifting too. But, you know, now I feel okay, and I feel so much better when I'm working out. I feel like when I go to the gym and I work out, that I look like somebody who belongs there and working out, if that makes any sense. Whereas before, even working with my trainer for 3 months, I felt like I was somebody who did not belong in the gym. I felt like people were looking at me and I looked like somebody who went home and didn't diet, even though I was starving myself to death. And I'm not starving myself anymore. I'm eating more healthy. I'm still on a very reduced calorie one, and I still do have cheats. I cheated here recently, and I feel bad about it. But that's something that I have noticed is with this, if you cheat, you don't really pay for it as much. It doesn't cost you as much as if you cheated without it, because those fat cells are now dead. They can't come back, just like with regular lipo. They can come back in other places, but they're not going to come back right there. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a life changer. It's a door that opens onto a hallway of doors that they're all open. So I just want to say that. I also want to say, stay tuned, because next week we're going to be back here again. We're going to actually show you the fat freezing process. Yes, I am going to sport myself in all my unholy glory. And she's going to show a demonstration, which is very exciting. And how real is that? And I just want to say that even though this is a business and this is a thing, this is all very real. We are not saying buy this product. We are not saying come and do this service. We are showing you the truth. That's all it is. Just honesty to answer your questions in case this is something you're interested in case you've had it, in case you don't believe that you were good enough, in case you feel like you can't ever lose that fat, in case that area won't work, if you're in pain, if you're a bodybuilder and you're going bald, or you know, whatever, or you can't get that last definition line, This is for everybody. This
Yeah.
is really for everybody. Just like my channel, it's for everybody. Mind, body, and soul. So I mean, they all connect, and Michaela's the one who opened that door for me. So
Good.
thank you so much.
Absolutely. It's been great. Do you remember any of your inch loss?
I remember around spray 4 or 5, I had lost 1 or 2 inches in a month. This month we just get down and my results aren't super good. I'm about to post on Instagram either today or tomorrow.
Okay.
It's not that great, but they're still going down.
Good.
So Chris says it's not a plateau. Chris Casper, my trainer.
Good, good.
And it's also to be expected, but still, I think with his measurements, which of course are different than Michaela's because he'll measure in a different area, I think it was still at least an inch or an inch and a half as opposed to a quarter of an inch. And a quarter of an inch is really, for somebody who is larger, is a very common thing to lose within 1 month's time, no matter how hard you're working, no matter how hard you're dieting. So to lose an entire inch is actually quite a bit, or to, like I have had in the past, and hopefully will be doing again, to lose an inch or an inch and a half is so much. It really is, and it's an amazing gift. And it's a road I hope to keep going on, and it's a road I hope you guys get on. And if you are local, I hope you come in. Again, I'm not trying to sell you that. I just want to clarify, but I do hope you come in because it'll change your life, and this woman will change your life too. So come back to my channel. We'll be back on. And Michaela, do you know the name of your channel?
3D Wellness.
3D Wellness.
Brand new.
Please check out 3D Wellness on YouTube. And we will see you guys next time. Thank you for all your time. Please feel free to comment, like, subscribe, ask me any questions. I will only give you honesty. Thanks.